Yo, what's going on everyone? It's me, it's Jinsula. I hope you're having a good day and welcome to today's Pokemon Go video. Alright, so first and foremost, it looks like we are going to be getting Bounce Suite as the community day for the month of May. I'm pretty excited about that. This is all because of a teaser that Niantic released on their social media pages, and a lot of people have already predicted that it is going to be Bounce Suite, mainly because in the teaser you see it very briefly. Now, some players are kind of disappointed because there was a rumor that Toucannon would be the featured Pokemon for this month's Community Day, and you actually see Toucannon's shadow in the teaser. But unfortunately, it looks like it's going to be Bounce Suite instead. I'm personally okay with it because either of those Pokemon are not going to be meta relevant regardless if they get a Community Day move. But yeah, I still think this is going to be interesting, mainly because when it comes to Bounce Suite, that is a shiny that is not yet released in the game. So this is yet another Community Day that's going to be featuring a brand new shiny. But this announcement is not what I wanted to talk about in this video. I wanted to talk about the effect that biomes have had on in-game event wild spawns. Right now, there is Rival Week going on in Pokemon Go, and that event is featuring a lot of Pokemon that are very important for PvP, but it seems like there is a lot of Kanto spawns that are getting in the way of those event wild spawns. A lot of players are voicing their frustration that they're not able to get a lot of PvP Pokemon, specifically those that are region locked typically outside of this event. And I can understand that frustration because right now, on top of this event, we also have the Rediscover Kanto event that's kind of overlapping this Rival Week. And I can understand that Niantic intended this to be a thing, mainly because they recently introduced biomes, and they're using Kanto Pokemon to reinforce the mechanics of biomes. But the unfortunate byproduct of that is that it's going to kind of push out a lot of the event wild spawns that a lot of players actually care about. Rivals Week was one of those events that a lot of players were actually looking forward to, in spite of all of these in-game events that players have found to be incredibly lame. And they kind of ruined it because they decided to release a brand new feature on top of it, and they're putting a lot of emphasis on that new feature rather than the in-game events. And don't get me wrong, I actually think it's okay that there's a whole bunch of Kanto spawns in the game right now, because when it comes to Kanto Pokemon, there's a bunch that are actually meta relevant, not just for PvP, but also for PvE content. But at the same time, we also have Rivals Week, and I think this is something that a lot of battlers were really looking forward to, and I just don't think the game had room for both of these events to overlap. If they're going to have new mechanics being added into Pokemon Go, like the new biomes feature, then they need to have in-game events that specifically cater to that new feature, rather than have it be an afterthought. They used to do this actually, with stuff like Party Play and with the Routes feature. They actually had in-game events that were centric around these mechanics, but as of right now with the biomes, it just seems like it's kind of conflicting and competing with in-game events like Rivals Week. I just feel like the way that they're handling it, much like everything else that they've ever released in Pokemon Go, is kind of lackluster, and you know, I really hope they get their act together because Pokemon Go Fest is right around the corner, and if the game is not in a good state and people have negative sentiments around the game, then those live events are not going to go well, and I really wouldn't want that to happen. I'm going to be attending New York Pokemon Go Fest, and I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm really curious to see if they're going to do anything with biomes during these live events. I think it's a great opportunity for them to try out some new things, but we'll just have to wait and see, because I think with biomes as they currently are right now, they're just creating a lot more problems than they are actually solving. Maybe it's the higher-ups at Niantic, the ones that are making the decisions. Maybe they are the ones that are not necessarily playing the game as much as other people are, and they're the ones making these decisions that nobody is asking for. Like, biomes is a really cool thing, but I really feel like it was rushed, and, you know, I really didn't think it needed to compete with Rivals Week. I think that was a huge oversight, and maybe it's all because all of the higher-ups at Niantic wanted to get it out as soon as possible because they want to appease shareholders. I really do not know what the reason is. That's just my speculation, but I really hope that is not true. Regardless, if Niantic plans to release new features just like biomes and party play and routes in the near future, then I really do hope they execute them correctly because as of right now, it hasn't been that clean. That's just my opinions on all of this stuff. I just kind of feel disappointed, honestly. I think this is supposed to be a very exciting time in Pokemon Go, but it truly doesn't feel that way, and I really can't exactly pinpoint why. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts regarding everything that I talked about down below. Are you disappointed that Biomes and the release of this Rediscover Kanto event overlapped with the Rivals Week? What are your thoughts on how Niantic has been releasing new features? Let me know all that stuff down below in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. And thank you so much for making it to this point in the video. If you ended up enjoying it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And also don't forget that little bell so you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to every single patron on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the best way you could do so is by clicking on the links in the description below. One of them will take you to my Patreon page. And if you become a paid Patreon member, you get a permanent spot on my in-game Pokemon Go friends list. So that means for remote raids or the friendship system, if you want to interact with me, then make sure you go and check out my Patreon. And if you want to support my channel in a different way, you could do so by following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula, and I'm on the platforms that you see on screen. Make sure you go over there and give me a follow. Alright, and that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.